Welcome to The Spin. It is July 17th. We are just a couple of weeks away from the CrossFit Games, and we're here with Tyler Watkins right below me, Mr. Heat 1. Below that, John Young, JY Barbell, and then we have the special guest, none other than
I do
Kyra
it all
Milligan.
the time.
So, Kyra, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
First individual games appearance. How is training going so far?
Training's been fun. It's definitely hard, but really, really fun. We've done like a lot of outside stuff, which I'm not a fan favorite of. But the second we get back into the gym, it like reminds me that I do love CrossFit. Like this morning we had a huge fill day of just like odd object stuff. And then this afternoon we had like legless pegboards and rope climbs and handstand push-ups. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I like this again.
So you have a full house though. Like training's gotten a lot different over the last couple weeks. So
yeah.
What does that look like in the Kyra household?
So right now it's like super, super full. So we have Gracie Walton, and then I have a roommate who's been with us, Sarah. So she's taking up one of our bedrooms. And then Brendan Luckett's actually sleeping on my couch right now for the week. But then we have Bailey Martin, Christy, and Marnie, who are in a Airbnb that are just down the street from us. So it's packed house and it's super fun.
That's awesome. How is training different this year compared to last year on a team?
I mean, it's completely different than being on a team.
Less worm work.
Way less worm work. Oh, I remember just doing like going through semis, and we had two teams here, and I was just watching them on the worm. I was like, I don't miss that. I don't miss that one bit.
Did you like being on a team?
Yeah, being on a team was super fun. I feel like it definitely helped me get to where I am now. Like my running, everything. Like I couldn't just do the pace that I wanted to because everybody around me was just like so much better runners and like everything like that. And you just realize that you're fitter than you are and you have to push for 3 other people. So I did enjoy being on a team. I definitely think I am an individual athlete for sure.
Why do you say that?
For a year.
Why are you an individual athlete versus a team?
Because if something goes wrong on my end, then I will literally feel bad about it for the rest of my life to those other 3 people and have to like make up for it. But if something just happens and it's individual, I'm like, well, okay, that happened. That sucks.
Did you mess up during the games with Mayhem last year?
I don't think I messed up. I just think that I was the weak link on a 5K and I felt really, really bad about it.
How is
they
work out?
They knew you were the weak link though, so it's like at least they know what's coming.
Right, but it doesn't make you feel good about it. But like the semis work out this time, like I got through it with like healthy legs, healthy shin splints, and then I did my last clean and jerk, and I was just smiling into the crowd. Like it was just different.
How has running come along in the last year?
It's been really good. I'm not excited that there's another 5K by any means, but it's been really good.
It's probably a little longer than that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lake here called Lake Mead, and so we went out on, was it Tuesday or something? And so we did like 3.5 miles and then the swim, but the first 800 meters was straight uphill, and I was having a miserable time after that.
I don't think there are any
3 minutes just to want to get into water. I was like,
Yeah, I don't think it's very mountainous or hilly there, fortunately for you. But just maybe some snakes on the side, and then the heat, which seems to be probably colder than it is in Vegas.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm hoping for like the snake aspect that everybody in front of me just scares them away.
Strategy.
Do you think you'll towards the back? It's because I'm scared of snakes, not the cardio aspect.
Has nothing to do with fitness.
Do you think you'll catch people in the swim?
I think that some people will have panic attacks in the water, and hopefully I'm not one of them, and I'll be able to pass them. 800 meters is a really, really far way to go.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Like, how many athletes swim 800 meters without touching a wall,
Yeah, no,
right? Or
like
standing up or anything like that. Like, there, and I've looked at it's 40 feet deep. Like,
You're not touching anything.
there's not touching anything.
I'm hoping that there's like the people in kayaks just around the side. So if you want to just DQ yourself, you can just touch them.
Well,
I'm
me and Tyler will be around on a paddle boat.
Yeah.
and we'll pick.
If you
We'll
guys
pick
wanna
anybody
taunt
else.
fly
people,
by me-
you- We're right here. You can just grab the boat. It's fine. Go ahead.
I remember, what was it, 2 years ago at Wadapalooza, maybe 3 years ago, I was with Ali Scuds and Alex, and one of the people in the kayaks, they were like, oh, like, are you okay? Do you want me to save you? I was like, if I touch you, I'm DQ'd, and my 2 teammates over there are running their little hearts out. Do not touch me. But it'll be good. Tomorrow we're going to do it again, and we'll hopefully do the full 800-meter swim and see how that goes.
Have you done Chad yet?
We've done a 15-minute AMRAP of Chad and then a 60-minute variation of like 3 minutes of step ups and then C2 bike. And then I think this week we're gonna do Chad.
Do
Do
it
you
all.
feel sore from it?
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Boy, was I wrong about that. I felt like
They're
it
a
would have
little.
to.
They're a little. They can take a little bit more than you can, Tyler.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like a third of it.
She said, "Yeah, so quick."
I did a third of it, and I was like, I didn't get sore, but I extrapolated it out. I was like, maybe you do get a lot more sore just because of the volume, but if you're not getting sore, you're not getting sore. That's incredible. I figured like either calves or something like that would blow up.
No, I'm a freaking beast. I don't get sore.
Huge
There you go.
calves, huge.
Huge cast from all those runnings.
What do you want the new movement to be?
Strict ring muscle ups.
I think it's a possibility. Or low ring muscle ups. I think it'll be.
But I don't know because he said it hasn't been at the games, and on team last year we did the low ring muscle ups.
He
Yeah, he
doesn't
did.
pay attention to team.
I
Might as well
totally
not have existed.
understand, but I selfishly I hope it's like from the top because the low ones are just so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
That's
mean?
a hard judgment. It's hard judgment though with this.
I know. That's okay. They can have all of the go reps.
Just whatever's better for.
That's on
Kyra.
them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Have you
I
tested
don't-
any? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Have you tested any like odd object stuff or like weird things that just isn't straight up CrossFit?
Like this morning we had like the Husafelt bags and all of that stuff. I like a yoke. I like sandbags. So if we could have some of those before the first cut, that'd be nice to balance out the run swim.
That's
I'm hoping
I
that the
think you'll
field
be
event on
fine,
Friday
girl.
is
Quit
like
worrying
a
about it.
sandbag relay.
As a maybe more of a strength-based athlete, do you get frustrated that they're like giving all the like heads up for running and swimming and Chad versus like, hey, we're gonna do a 1 rep
Heavy
max
snatch.
of something else, right?
No,
No,
because that's the stuff that I need to prepare for. If there's anything heavy, I'm fine.
you're good with it.
Yeah.
Do you watch any of Dave's videos?
No, but Kiefer definitely watches them all, and so like the second they're released, so I know everything that happened.
Well, anything that has stood out to you from what Kiefer's told you that you thought was like, oh, that's interesting?
No, probably not anymore. Like everything that he's told me, you guys have probably reported on too, and it's just gonna be what it is when you get out there and everybody's in the same boat. But hopefully, there's some fun workouts that I really enjoy.
Is 7 a.m. too early for you?
No, not at all. I actually like that. So
Because
I'm
of the-
usually
Yeah,
in
work-
my garage doing first session by like 7:15, 7:30.
Aren't you a nurse?
I'm a dental hygienist.
Dental hygienist. Okay. Early. You probably still have early
So
mornings
wrong,
though.
Tyler. Goodness gracious.
She wears scrubs. It's the
Goodness.
same
I wear
thing.
scrubs. Yeah,
You wear scrubs.
nurse of the mouth. It's fine.
That's a good point. But I'd imagine you have early mornings. So have you spent a lot of time training early mornings before, or is that something you normally do or no?
So thankfully, right now, like if I want to work, I only do it on my 2 days off,
Okay.
and then I'll train normal the rest of the day.
So are you still working then during this training? Or
No, my boss actually texted me today. He goes, "Can you just be done with the games yet?" So I told him I would work a lot more for him when it's all over.
So you get to pick your schedule then?
Yeah, so luckily Vegas is like super high in demand for dental hygienists, and so I technically don't work for him, but I
You
could
like
text him.
PRN?
Yeah, I could text
Yeah,
him right now
okay.
and just say, "Hey, I want to work tomorrow 7 to 2," and he'll just fill up his schedule for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
how long have you
Pretty
lived
great
in
gig.
How long have you lived in Vegas?
I think I moved here December of 21.
Do you like it?
I love it. We
A
bought a
lot of
house.
messed up teeth in Vegas.
A lot of messed up teeth. I love it. The dirtier the teeth are to come in and clean, the happier I am.
I would not assume that's a dirty mouth region, but I'm from Kentucky, so
Everywhere is a dirty
my
mouth.
base is low.
You'd be surprised.
When are you heading out to Fort Worth?
We all leave on the 4th. So
Okay,
we all
so
have the same flight, and we'll probably just train, hang out. We're going to meet up with Luca down there because he'll be out a little bit earlier, and it will just be a really fun crew.
that's cool. Has CrossFit given you guys any more information on what to expect? Athlete emails or things of that nature? It's just show up on Tuesday and
Yeah, show up on Tuesday. We have like our scheduled time where we have to check in, and then the athlete dinner. But I think that's all we've gotten. I don't know, sometimes I refresh my page just in case I miss anything.
Does Kiefer manage most of that for you, or are you on top of
No,
it?
not at all.
No, not you.
Yeah, no, it's just me. I feel like he'll probably do it more so for everyone else, and then I'm like the bottom of the totem pole because he's too afraid to give me attention.
I think during your Dave interview, you mentioned that like during a competition, you kind of get quiet and kind of keep to yourself. It seems
not
different
really
than your.
during competition, but like towards people that I don't know. Like if I see any of you guys, I'll probably just like get really quiet and like walk away so I don't bother you.
Okay.
But if it's people I know, like I get really, really excited and I talk a lot.
You can feel free to bother me. I'm not doing anything.
I'm gonna
No.
bother you.
I'm not gonna bother you until after event 1, and then we can just forget about it.
Well, they'll be out there on their paddle boat out there swimming in the lake.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Just save me, like push me across a little bit.
We'll draft you. You can draft
Yeah, you
behind
draft
us.
off
We'll
of
create a draft, and then you can just paddle behind us.
Deal. Just have like a cord hanging down that nobody else can see.
Ooh, good idea.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you jumping on, Kyra. Go back, enjoy with the rest of the crew, and we'll see you in Fort Worth if you don't ignore us. So
I won't. I'm sorry. You have to come up to me. I just don't feel like I want to like bother anyone. It's a problem. I know.
I understand.
you'll be good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks again, and good luck in Fort Worth.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Have a good one, Kyra.
All right. Kyra Milligan.
She's so cheery.
Very happy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ed. I'll work on that.
What'd
What
you
did
do,
Ed say?
John? Already
Oh,
bothering him. Wow.
Oh man, rough crowd.
I'll do better.
Ed's just having a bad day. It's okay, Ed. John will make you feel better.
Is it because you have 2 first names? Is that why?
Ed Al.
All right. So the rest of the show, viewer comments. We'll get to that in a second. Wanna Love, big announcement. 100%.
We are announcing the second event of the CrossFit Games.
Hey, gave us that ability.
So tune in. So all of you people that are watching Sevon right now, watch the Republican whatever.
Is he watching the freaking
Yeah, that's what he's
convention?
on. He's on right now because Trump's going to do a thing. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to announce the second event. So like if you want to, watch that, it's coming.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So-
idiots.
So yeah, that
you
news.
will find out what the second event is.
This is live only. We're gonna wipe
Yeah.
this off the internet after.
That's right. So yeah, big announcement. I think at least we think it is. So we'll share that here. Everything got signed up this afternoon. And then we will look at what could possibly be new at the CrossFit Games. And then we're going to do a little bit of a mix up between blind rankings and Keep 5 Cut 5. So it is a blind version of Keep 5 Cut 5.
I feel like that's gonna F
That's
us
a
up
double.
so
That's
badly.
double.
It's a
hard.
double sword.
I think we're just gonna be like, I don't know, man. 3. Like,
No, you don't have to. There's no ranking, but it's the Keep 5 Cut 5 format.
But we won't know what's
But you
coming
don't
next.
you don't get to see all 10 of them
I
before
feel
you
like
have
I'm
to
gonna
start
want to
putting them
like
in
cut
bucket.
like 8 events.
So
or
I think
eight
you guys
things.
will like it. It'll be a little tricky, but interesting. All right, we are going to head over to viewer comments. We got quite a few this last week. Let's see. First one from Andre Katsarski. If you remember him, John.
Big friend, huge
Yep.
friend of the show.
Yeah. Big fan. At JY, I am not Russian.
Liar.
Also, I don't support PEDs.
Hold on. Go ahead. Read the whole comment.
I'm a fan, but still think your proposal was stupid.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
So go to my reply.
Nested. John nested this for the show.
He was waiting.
Are you able? Are
there
you
was,
able to? Pull
there
it
is
up
no
live?
reply. Oh, here. Oh, geez. How am I supposed to read that, John?
What is it? 8 pages
Are
long?
you able to show it?
No, but I don't know if you can see.
So
Jeez,
I ended.
John.
No. Can you see it?
You
Can
typed
read
it in Russian?
Yes, he typed it in Russian.
No. It's not Russian. So I looked him up. He's Bulgarian.
Ah,
And then I typed a Bulgarian reply to him that only he's going to be able to read.
That's
hopefully
good. It's very
So
nice.
Nobody knows what I said. Could be great. Could be
Very
bad.
inclusive
We have-
of you, John.
I
Yeah.
have zero idea what you said. I'm sure it was very just.
What's up? He's triggered. Why? No one knows.
Speaking of Wad Zombie, go get some mint trading cards.
Huge
are out.
drop on the mint
Yeah.
training card. That's cool as hell, man.
Everybody
The,
was.
I
Getting
think we're going to
cards.
have some available, right?
Yeah,
Like
we.
at the games, or is that a secret?
I
I don't know
Yeah.
what we're doing. Never mind.
It's a secret to me. I have no idea. So
we're gonna see if we can get those.
I don't even know
available.
what.
If you find
cards
us,
are,
you can get them.
and we'll get them autographed for you. Or is that a
I
secret?
don't have a
too?
card. I mean, if you'll have to chase
I mean,
down.
I can sign Savons if you want. It's just
I
not
was
with
told
me.
we were
Yeah.
going to do some. We were going to do some things. That's
Do
all
you have a
I was
card?
told.
Do you
Huh?
have a card?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I didn't get a card. I'm not cool enough.
I think you.
I
think
guess
it's
if you freaking made them, you don't get them.
I don't have a card, Tyler.
Oh, okay.
That'd be cool if they came out with like some like an analyst cards.
Well,
though,
they have
from-
like Savon and Sean and Chase and
Those are announcers. They're broadcasters.
Adrian.
all
Savon's
announcers,
not an
Adrian,
announcer.
Bill.
broadcasters. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No, Meredith.
You gotta
Just
wait.
be patient.
Patience.
Good grief.
Huge.
Yes, huge news. At Adam S. I know people are saying BKG is slipping. I think mostly because of his semis performance the last couple of years. But to be fair, he literally didn't do one of the events last year and still tied for 10th. That many years in the top 10. I guess it has to end sometime, but I wouldn't be so quick to count him out when he gets to the games.
I
Well,
don't think we're quick to count him out. I think we're just hedging our bets.
And I think I had him like 12th or something, or around there, 12th or 13th.
I think
Like,
he was
that's not-
15th for
That's
me.
not slipping that much, man. Like
Yeah.
he's still gonna be in the mix. He is slipping a little, and that's just because he's old. That's it.
Well, that, and I mean, there's a bunch of guys that are
Better.
getting better, younger. I mean, all it
Better.
takes is go. All it takes is, I mean, in that range, it doesn't take a lot to go from 10th to 15th. Like, that's a couple of like
No.
you said, one event, right? Like,
It's like a tier. There's a tier of like 7 guys, and in that kind of where BKG is. And I feel like he was at the top of that tier, and now he's at the bottom of that tier, and that's 7 spots. He's still in the tier, but I think the other guys are better than him that are in that tier as well.
I don't think we have enough time to read this, but the unknown posted. So if you really want to see, go back to Dallin's
Oh no.
Dallin's video. But the unknown talks about
Do we know who that is?
Unknown.
I have no clue.
Okay.
Zero
Okay.
clue.
Okay.
But the unknown was talking about the cuts because that's the favorite topic of the unknown. Basically saying that, cuts are that Dallin should care more about the cuts. He's not thinking about the math of it. And that basically, are we trying to find the fittest man or woman on earth, or is it more of a show?
It's a show.
Dallin came back and said it was a reasonable response, and that he could have included that in these conversations are being had by the PFAA and its members, including Dallin.
Dallin's a member.
He's a card-carrying member of the PFAA. And that basically he doesn't care about the cuts because he can't control the cuts. So, yes.
Card game.
I have a great gym story. I used to go to this gym and there was a coach. His name was Jerry. And there was this Jerry was like he was a high energy guy, but he was pretty like middle of the road guy. We had this one guy who was like
mid-level.
The porter. Mid-level guy. We had this dude who was a Trump supporter, and he liked to tell you about it. And I was working out one day, and I took my headphones off, and it's like 6 a.m. class, and I just hear, Jerry, are you a card-carrying Democrat? I was like, geez. I just put my headphones back in. I'm going to work out.
Hi.
It was great.
So yeah, the PFAA is looking into the cuts, so it'll be solved here sooner than you can imagine. At Byron Smith, y'all are underestimating the Texas heat. It is different, even at night. Anyone not from Texas or Africa is toast.
Listen, Byron. Listen.
Brian.
Whatever your name is. I disagree. That's it.
You're from Texas.
I live here. Yes. South Texas.
What do you make of it starting at 7 a.m.? Like, do you think that's
fine.
more of a logistics timing thing than it is like, oh, it's going to be way too hot?
No, I think that's a PFAA thing. Like, where it's like, well, I'll be real with y'all. Like 7 and 8 o'clock, there's not much difference in the temperature.
Serious. I feel if anything, it's like
9 o'clock.
PFAA.
It starts getting hotter at 9, like and
AM.
continuing to get hotter. But 7 and 8 feel like exactly the same. Like I would say, like 6 to 8 is like the same temperature. So like I think it's just so they can say they're being safe. So that I don't think
I think it's a cop out. I think it's like we tried to put it early, and it's like, yeah, I guess you did try.
Yeah, I mean it's 7 o'clock. That is early.
Right.
Like I think it's just so they can avoid anybody that said that they didn't try to make it safe.
Yeah.
And he said he's gonna have the demo athletes do it like a couple days before at that time. And if they need to go earlier, they'll go earlier. I'm telling you right now, like they'd have to go like 4 o'clock to go any colder because it's the same temperature.
D. Reed, heat will be an issue for larger athletes.
That's not how that works.
That's not. No.
It's the inverse of how it works.
Listen, I'm great in the heat, and I would be considered a larger athlete. And
the more surface area you have, the easier you can shed heat.
Let's specify, John. You're great in the heat when it's not running.
No, I'm good. I'm good with
fantastic. I'm slow, but I'm great in the heat.
Yeah. No, compared to like my performance, right?
No,
like, my abilities, like a lot of people get worse in the heat, and I stay the same.
Would you wear sweatpants if you were doing this?
Sweatpants.
Yeah, I saw you at TFX. You were wearing the sweatpants on the row and the run.
Dude, it was cold.
It is.
It's like 50 degrees.
It's always cold.
Yeah, I know this was bad. I was excited. I was gonna get like some good workout pictures because I don't have any. And
sweatpants.
And dude, it was so cold, and I would rather be comfortable than cold and get a good picture. There were some people who got good pictures. I remember I was walking out to the lifting event, and I'm like 4 shirts, 4 pants, and then like, and it's hilarious. But it was very cold at that time. They won't have to deal with that.
And TFX is funny because it's like it's not cold enough to where you're like it's freezing, but it's cold enough where you're like
You're uncomfortable
all the time. And you're like, I can't put that many clothes on, but like I need more clothes on. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, I'd rather be comfortable. Like if I'm competing and stuff, I'd rather be comfortable.
And instead you get to sit in a barn.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no like you're outside, you're inside, but you're outside. Like it's not it's not it's not enclosed.
Yeah.
Do we think this is the Dewan?
Dewan, are
yes.
you
The real Dewan?
the real one? Yeah.
The one?
Did
Dewan,
you
are
have
you
to
the-
put that
the
in a
one?
translator to type
Do you think
no,
all
in
80
10
will
minutes.
start at the same time
on the run swim?
on run swim?
I do. I do.
It's not, but we still appreciate Dewan.
Well, unfortunately, we care about you so much less now. But I do think they will start at the same time. Do you guys?
Yeah. Well, that track is pretty slim.
But then people get a disadvantage if you start later than other people. If you're doing this for the heat, you kind of have to.
Yeah. That's the catch.
And I know
'cause
the
it's
track
like-
is slim, but you'll self-select out. It'll be fine. People know their place.
I think they'll do it all at the same time, get it done. The thing that is crazy is like these athletes are going to have a 13, 14-hour day, plus getting there, warming up, getting ready for the morning, finish. I mean, it's going to be a very, very long day. Like almost comparable to 2016 when they went to the
2018?
ranch. No, when they went to the ranch.
Gotcha.
Right, where they had to get up and be in the lobby at whatever 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
4:30, I think.
And then the flight got delayed, so they didn't get back till late. Like,
Dewan, are you a fan of Dewan? What is your background, Dewan? Where are you from?
Come on, let's talk.
I do. I want to know more about you.
What's worse, extreme heat or extreme cold? Extreme cold. I
Extreme
would rather
cold all
work out
day.
in the heat all day long.
Mm-hmm. Extreme cold, everything hurts. Your body hurt. Like you can't move.
the barbell
Everything-
hurts.
Everything
The barbell,
feels
you can't hold on to it.
Once the barbell gets to about low 40s,
it's hurts.
starts to hurt that skin. Yeah.
And you can't run. Like you can't. That's like it's like cold air when it hits your lungs.
Yeah.
Like you can't run, dude. And extreme heat, like you're hot. Yeah, it's bad. But
you feel good.
you could do it. You could
juiced
do
up.
it.
Yeah.
You could do it. Put some cold water on you. You can do it.
Be aight.
Like you can get a quick 10-minute workout burner in extreme heat and then be sweating a whole bunch, but then like you're fine. And then cold, you can't do anything. Like it's and it takes so long to warm up,
Yes.
right? And then like because you can't warm up, right? And like the heat, when it's super hot, you don't have to warm up because you're warm. It's warm outside.
Vicky 74. Does anyone else miss the days when they didn't give a shit?
Just me personally didn't give a shit. I still have those. Those are most of my days.
I think she's talking about the heat, but
When they're like, I don't care if y'all die. Or
Oh
not.
yeah, I still think they don't. That this whole cockamamie scheme of 7 a.m. is a ploy, and they still don't give a shit.
Here's what I said about like my like gut reaction is like, yeah, it was really great. Then I do think like the fitter the people get and the more like real it is, the more real claim you have to the fittest person in the world. And I think we have a real claim to that. You do want optimal conditions. You know what I mean? It's not like a survival games. I know Dave likes to make it a survival like of attrition, but it's not like, and if it was, then like, let's go to Siberia for 1 year. You know what I mean?
It's also like we're not asking them.
I know Roman's got a little bit of a disadvantage if that's the case, but like, it's not that.
It's not the
fitness.
Moab. It's like that. At that point, you need to be worried about like, heat exhaustion, dehydration, all that stuff. But it's like you're going to be out there for like an hour.
Yeah,
you're going to be okay.
fine. You're fine.
they're going to be running for less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And the rest is going to be in water.
Right.
Yeah.
I
didn't even
don't
think
know.
about that. That is such a great point.
We obviously don't know what's happening at Farrington Field, and they only have 2 hours to, I imagine, to have the teams go through and then the individuals. So they probably don't have a whole lot of time. I feel like the evening's going to be worse than the morning.
I think the evenings are hotter than the mornings.
Yeah.
Now, like, I don't know what they're going to do at Farrington Field, but like, you're probably right. That's probably the biggest event where that's a concern.
Mhm.
Especially if it's a longer event. I'm starting to think Farrington Field is going to be like a 2-event thing. But
I don't think we're just going to be out there for one.
But like, if it's a long, 30, 40-minute workout, because it's a 60-minute cap, right? Or like, time frame, right? Then I think that will be the biggest concern, because it's still pretty hot at night. It doesn't.
See, I'm starting to lean towards it's going to be 4x400 meter relay for the teams.
Oh man,
I would love that.
And
honestly, best call we've had all year if it ends up being that.
it would be so great.
And we've called some stuff. I mean, I called Chad out of nowhere, but that that would be the best call. That would be the best call we've had all year.
And Ed, a mile for time and then heavy back squats. I think
it'd be.
I think it could be. I really like the idea of a mile time trial into something like that.
The problem with that is Dave has never done straight up like distances that people care about. Like, it would be a 2,000 meter run. Like, you notice they didn't do a 400 meter sprint. They did a 500 meter sprint. Like, he is very against having what a lot of people do. Like, for like your what am I looking for? Like, distances that are known. He's very against it.
But at the same time, these guys are now breaking 5-minute miles. Like, they're going to put up respectable numbers. Like, they're not going to be breaking 4 by any stretch. But if you had a bunch of guys break 5 after doing 5 workouts, like,
dude, great marketing. But I just don't think Dave cares about that. He never has.
Maybe. I'm just trying to think about how many heats they could do. Like, you wouldn't want to have a huge mass start on a mile. So like, you'd have to have several heats. Teams, probably 4 heats. Like, it probably doesn't take up the whole time. So you probably need to do something else with it. I don't know. So, and if it is just running, you basically have 3 monostructural events
on the first.
in the
day,
first.
2
You have
days.
one each day, right?
Yeah,
But I mean,
That's
that
a lot.
works. That works, though.
if you have 3 non-monostructural events, yes.
They will.
Well,
We
they'll
just
have,
don't
the rest
know
will probably
about
be that way, but it does seem like a lot. Sarah Cooper, do we know if for a fact that teams are going there too? We do not.
We know no facts.
We know nothing.
We know nothing.
We
This
just
is
know
a
event
show of
2.
allegation.
We just know event 2, right, John?
Which
other
is
than that,
about to be announced in the next 10 minutes. I'm
very
surprised
soon.
this hasn't climbed to 500 live viewers, because it's about to
I think
break.
there.
Hey,
John knows.
do you guys
Go
feel
ahead.
like this sometimes? Like, I feel
No, I guarantee
like-
you no.
like I feel like I know a lot of things that people,
You don't say.
No. I'm not talking about this. Like,
Sorry.
news,
Sorry.
like news, like inner circles, like what's happening, what's going to happen, what's in the works.
He's got the vibe.
I feel like I know a lot of things that are happening that a lot of people don't know, but then in another real way, I don't really know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all ever feel like that?
I don't know what that means.
Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that?
I feel like I know a lot, but in some way, I have no
Like,
idea
I
what the hell
feel
I'm
like-
talking about.
I feel like
Yeah.
like I get all the things that, or people like people tell me a lot of stuff, but then I'm like, I still don't know what's happening.
It always happens to me when I think like I'm talking to like Will or Sousa. I'm like, all right, this is going on. And they're like, yeah, did you hear this? And I'm like, no. And you're like, shit. Or anytime Spin comes out with something that I'm like, I know he's been sitting on that for weeks and I had no idea this existed. And I think I know things and I know nothing.
That's very
I like that.
philosophical of you guys.
John is the unknown.
John likes the cuts.
That's a good clipper. I don't even know what I said, to be honest. I was trying to explain
Somebody
it.
pull that clip. Of
I was
that
trying
old
to
man.
explain it, and I don't know if I did it.
Somebody pull the clip of that old man that goes, 99% of the time, I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the
something
sad
to
part
that
is
effect.
I'm the most accurate one when it comes to picking things. Like, and I don't know what's going on.
Jared Ellis, John Young's media pass. John Young, I feel like I know a lot of things. That was on his application.
And then they looked at me like, I get it. Yeah.
Our favorite Australian at Kathy Stan. John, you aren't staying with Ricky for 3 minutes. You be trash talking, and Ricky's like, you never had me.
John's got 3
dude,
minutes in.
Dude, I have 3 minutes. Dude.
That's all he's got.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, if he ran one, we were talking about the run swim event.
Yes.
Ricky's going at a 6-minute mile pace at most, right? Like, I don't see him doing much faster than that. 6 minutes for 3.5 miles. I think that's what he would do. I think it's what it'll end up being, is around that.
Yeah.
Right. I have ran a 6-minute mile. Like, so like that would be a whole mile. So I'm saying if he, even kicks it up a little bit, I could hang in there for 3.5 minutes at a 5:40 pace.
And that's it.
If we really boil it down. Yeah.
What's
But I'm
that
just saying
run?
he's not running six. He's not running faster than that. 6-minute miles.
No. What's the run? If you did that, what's the run on the other side of that 6 minutes look like? Are you going to have to walk, or
If I ran a whole mile in 6 minutes, like it was my PR mile?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're walking the next one. I don't know if I can make the 30-minute cap that's been put on as far as the run goes. Because I was down for a long time after,
I bet.
because it surprised me when I did. Like, I looked at your paces, and I was like 1,200 meters in at like 4:30 or whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, like I could break 6 if I put it on right now. But I was, in another world, and then
Right.
and then no, I was laying down for like 15 minutes. So like, yeah, it would have been a long time.
All right. Enough for the viewer comments. Again, if you want to have your comment read, throw it down in the comments. We'll catch up with it next week. Huge announcement. Huge. Tyler?
Bigger than the event 2 announcement.
I'll let you
It's
start this
weird.
off.
Kind of nervous. Simply put, Heat 1 is partnering with the CrossFit Games along with Barbell Spin.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
we've been working on this
right.
for it's crazy. We started Heat 1 a year ago, a little over a year ago, long enough to develop an app in 3 months and get it out for the games. And now we're partnered with the CrossFit Games.
Rebranded. New
Rebranded.
interface and app.
Yeah,
already
Heat 1. Now we're just discounting lawn chair, but
And what's
Yeah,
crazy,
dude.
y'all, they don't like us. And they still partnered with
Still
us.
partnered.
That's how you know this is about to just take off.
so it gets crazier because we're going to have a booth in the vendor village. And so what we're going to do in the vendor village is we're going to have podcasts live all day long, every single day.
While the events are going on.
Yep.
Yes.
So from the morning show to the spin cast for each event. So you got a little bit of a sneak peek with that with Travis and John.
Except we'll actually be able to see the events,
You'll
correct?
be able to yeah. So we are going to be inside, I guess it's technically the CrossFit Experience this year.
Yeah, CrossFit
Be-
Experience.
Yes.
I got to get my terminology
Since we're partners,
straight.
we better at least say it right. The CrossFit Experience. We are going to be right outside of the beer garden by the big jumbotron there. Strong
We have
Coffee will be right
main
across the
real
street from
estate.
us. And yeah, we're going to be sitting there and reacting to what's going on during the events. And then we will come on pre and post event, break it down for you like we did last year, but we'll all be in the same vicinity, same space. and do our end of day recap. So we are going to be there all weekend long.
I'm really excited for the event streams where we just sit there and talk shit about who we think's going to win. You'll get to see
Tyler's
us.
trash up front.
I'm pretty guarded in what I say because I have time to clear it out of my brain before I come on the shows. But it being live is it's going to be a whole different
Dude,
thing. And for
it's
4
so
days,
fun.
dude,
It's so fun.
I'm going to slip up
Essentially-
and say something dumb.
When something, don't worry about it, man. You just gotta let it roll on. See from experience. You just gotta keep on trucking. So just like the semifinals, like when somebody does something crazy, the way Mertens touch and go to his snatch,
You'll
like,
have that.
we are going to be reacting to that live time, but in front of everybody. Like we're in the beer garden while you can see the event. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
And so yeah, we're going to be right there live streaming it. So if you're not going to be in Fort Worth, you will get to come right here. You'll get to see it. Get ready. Make sure you have your TV for the actual event. Turn down the volume. Sorry, Chase. And then we will have ourselves, Travis
B, bro.
Travis
the
B.
bro is coming.
He will be there.
If you've seen the Manning cast, it will be legitimately exactly like that, but CrossFit. It'll be the spin cast.
I think that mixed with like a bar stool. Like I really want to get hard I really want to go hard on the
Clip
betting
it.
part of this.
Clip it. Get hard, Tyler. Do it.
I want to go hard
Yes,
on the betting
sir.
portion because
That's how
John
excited he is about this, guys. He's getting hard just thinking about it.
John
Go
and
ahead,
I's
Tyler.
best moments are when we're talking shit about bets we're making live. Like we talk more, I think, during events than we ever do outside of events. And so us talking about like, no, this person's not going to make it, or this person's going to get over or under fifth or something. And you'll all be able to participate.
And I
with
think we
that,
can do live bets too.
Yeah. We still
Like,
got a lot
You
of
think Kyra's going to drown in this swim? She don't look good on that run. And then we can make a bet on it.
It'll make the first heat a little bit
way
more exciting,
enjoyable.
right?
Yes.
So
we got to figure out polls.
And
That's Spence job.
We have to figure out polls.
yeah, I have that on my to-do list.
And we're gonna try to fan interact as much as possible because we're gonna be around the people, right?
Yep.
Like we're gonna. I mean, I don't know if y'all want to bring people on or we're gonna try to interact with everybody as much as possible.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
we're gonna be on like quite a few hours, so at some point we're gonna be like, all right, come up on the stage.
Yeah.
We
Take a
got
break. and-
heavy Sevy. He actually just looks like Sevon, and he's just fat. Like that would be great.
So yes, if you are in Fort Worth, whether you have a ticket to the arena or not, since the CrossFit experience is free, come by, say hi. We'll
What's
be
this
there.
feel like for you, Spin? Because like the past couple days, like as we've been getting, we signed the contract.
He's
today.
never been to the games.
That's not
He's
true.
been to the games.
I thought Wadapalooza was the only thing you've been to.
I've been to the games in 2017 as a non-media credentialed media person, and then I went in 2019 as official media when they opened up to everybody. But that is it. And then Wadapalooza the last 2 years.
So real quick, I want to get clarify this. So you do not need a ticket, right, to the CrossFit Games to come to the beer garden?
To the whole vendor village, CrossFit experience, all of the different workout things, all is free. So you can go hang out in the beer garden.
You can hang out with us, and we're going to be commenting the whole time. You can go to Vendor Village and shop. You do not need a ticket to come to this. And I mean, it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a party.
We'll find CK guy. Definitely invite him on.
I think that guy only existed for that moment. He just
That
appeared
one.
out of the ether and then disappeared.
He's no longer. He's a part of Trump's Secret Service. That guy.
But yeah, how does this feel for you? Because like as the week progressed, it became more and more real for me. And like, yeah, as like when I get ready to go on vacations, I'm like, we're never gonna go on vacation. It's never gonna happen. Like I'll die before we go. And so like as the contract came closer and closer to being signed. How like I was convinced something was gonna happen wrong. So what's it feel like for you?
I don't really stress about those things. It's more about now, how do we pull it off? How do we make sure we have everything we need to do it the way that I want to do it?
Right.
Right. So that's really, we have 3 weeks, I guess, 4 weeks, something like that. We're going to do something we've never done before. So
Live.
just do it live. And
Do it live.
so, yeah, and it's gonna be exciting. I'm really, we'll be at the RV site. May do a show or 2 from there if we have to.
Only one.
Roman.
Darren.
Austin Hatfield. I swear, I'm not interviewing somebody with a translator. If Roman comes up there, I'm like, bro, you know English. We'll ask simple
Quit
questions.
playing with me. Quit
All right,
playing with me.
hey, tell girl, go get a drink or something.
Girl.
I'm not about to just sit here and listen to 2 different languages. Okay, you're fine. Yes, no. We'll ask yes, no questions. Do you like Jeff? No. Cool. Did you try hard in that workout? Yes. Okay. Great. Done. That's all we need. Oh my! If I will not allow. I'll walk off the stage if you bring up whatever her name, Rosa.
Yes,
Is that her name?
Rosa.
Yeah,
Miss Ro-
I think she's a nice lady.
that's cool. I don't want to listen to 2 different languages. Okay,
I don't like nice ladies.
Roman knows English is the thing. I know he knows English. You watch any freaking Mayhem YouTube video, he's talking English.
So there you have it. If you have not already, make sure you download Heat 1.
Yes.
Get ready. $10,000 on the line
Thank you,
for
Tebow.
shot color.
Go Wad.
Go Wad, a sponsor of The Spin and Heat 1. So
The Heat 1 update show will be fun too. Like,
Yeah,
I know it might not be like a real show, but we'll have obviously we'll be looking at it.
Right.
Dewan can come on with a translator. Dewan's the only one.
She gets grandfathered in.
Yeah.
she's in for sure. So that is it. More news coming. But you'll start seeing it, as we get closer, a whole bunch of live shows populating on YouTube. So get ready for that. All right. New to the game. So earlier this week, Lisa Fuliano was interviewed by Dave, and she asked a question: what are we going to see new? So let's take a listen.
Actually, I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
The first one is, are we going to see any new movements or exercises this year at the games? Like new things you never
New
did
to the games, yes.
Yes? Something
New to the games, yes.
you mean like a new movement, right?
I wouldn't say the movements are new. Like the stuff's been around, but like I would say new to the CrossFit Games, yes.
Okay. That's quite interesting. I like
Good
that.
question. Very good.
All right. So what new movements or things could we see at the CrossFit Games?
How do you want to do this?
First,
I'm good.
let me start. At first, I was like, "Oh, this could be easy." Like, there's all kinds of stuff,
It's the hardest.
and then you start looking at it. Maybe you had a different opinion, John. Maybe you were able to find and dig and
Movements that
So
aren't
the reason
stupid.
here's the thing that I thought about. Okay, he definitely had to clarify. New to the games, yeah, it's new to the games, meaning it has been in regionals at some point, right? Or the open or whatever. Like, I don't think he would have struggled with that. Like, I don't think he would make that clarification if that wasn't the case.
do you think he would have? Do you think he's gone outside of the games competitions?
No, I don't think we're about to see a sit, a squat.
The A jumps?
Yeah, or
Age,
I don't
yeah.
like all that funky Dubai stuff. No, I don't think we're gonna see any of that. My first guess, completely biased, and I want to tell y'all, it would justify my guesses from earlier in the year, and I just got the stage wrong. We didn't see bench press in the open because we're gonna see bench press at the CrossFit Games, and that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna in some form. I don't know. I hope it's a workout. I hope it's not like a heavy. I want it to be in a workout. I think those are cool. I think there's good workouts with bench press in them, not just who can bench press the most. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And it would justify. I could not be wrong anymore about that topic.
Do you think Dave watches Savon
Barbell
show?
spin? Of
Yeah.
course.
No,
I think
Savon.
he's the biggest fan of barbell spin.
Do you think he watches Savon and saw your Wuhan press?
No, probably not. Although, there's
That's very functional.
no shot that Wuhan press is going to be in the games.
No.
What if Robin was one of the
Brent.
games workouts? Oh, that'd be the
Brent
coolest
would
thing in the world.
stroke out. He would have an actual stroke
But
before
Dude,
he left.
Justin would. Justin doesn't bench press a lot. It's like 300 pounds or 315
But-
around there.
Couldn't they do the Wuhan? I mean, they're not going to, but couldn't they do the Wuhan press with like 135.95,
Yeah, but it's just not safe.
even at that weight?
Like to get out from under it and stuff. That way
Your-
it's probably
your judge would
that
your
weight's
judge
safe.
would save you.
That weight is safe. Yeah, 135. But
Yeah,
I think
I
that
think it's
defeats the purpose. Like the Wuhan press is like you're so brute strong that you can get it to that position. If you're doing it for a workout, I don't think it says good. You know what I mean? Like lightweight. There's no shot that happens. But I think bench press is going to be in there. Alex Kazan for the win. Chalk it up. 1 for the West.
J.R. Howell, the guru, he could predict it all at least 2 years ago. Done in the competition, but not at the games. Bench press. You called that one. Single arm kettlebell hang snatch.
He said don't at him.
Strict ring muscle ups. What are you talking about, John?
That means he
It
doesn't
says
want
it
his
at the
comment
end.
pulled up. He didn't
I
want
think
credit
I think
for
he's saying don't call him out. Don't argue with him.
Okay.
Barbell.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Well, I'm
Okay.
pulling it up. So barbell
Where it's
sumo
up.
deadlift high pull. Kettlebell sumo deadlift high pull was in the 2011 finale.
when Taylor was coaching me for a while, he tried to program a sumo deadlift high pull workout, and I told him I wasn't going to do it. I told him no.
Tyler looked at the workout. Nope.
I told him I was like, I'm not doing that.
Dude,
I freaking hate sumo deadlift high
I think
pull.
it's a stupid movement too.
It's fine, but it's like I just
I
no.
I think it's dumb, but I know some people think it's great. So that's just a personal opinion, not like a mechanical workout opinion or anything like that. I just don't like them. But
For that reason, I don't want to believe that sumo deadlift high pull could be an option, but it could be an option.
what is your first one? So I said bench press. What's your first? What are you guys' first one?
Mine.
I'll go first because I think Tyler's way out of left field. I think he doesn't know what else to pick, so he's going to pick something crazy. I also
Softball
said
toss. So now we're going to do the baseball toss.
football throw, or the combine or something. No,
Long
I
snap.
said,
Will you let him talk? Good.
Sorry.
grief.
the bench press as well, but I think they're going to go heavy with it. Like we've seen Linda with the dumbbell bench press. We've seen Linda with the barbell back at regionals. That it's not heavy. I think they go heavy bench press.
Okay, well, what's heavy? Because I don't think you can go heavy bench press in a workout. I think bench press, like if you're going to go heavy, it's a max out.
Right.
So
Maybe they
you're
do that.
saying that's
like they
gonna
could
be
do
max
they could
out?
do a max. Yeah.
What if they did like a 275, what would be the equivalent for women? 185? 275, 185, just max reps instead of a max out.
Tyler wants to see 225 max reps.
I want to see combine.
I get that, but it's not as fun if you don't have the 40-yard dash too. Like I don't think that's as fun by a standalone. You know what I mean? There's you could if you do max reps with anything, it's still just as fun as 225. It's just not relatable to football players. I mean, yeah. I just think you can't go heavy unless you're going to max out. You can't do like 315 for 5 and then whatever, do other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't see him doing something that's going to be in the middle of a workout like we've seen at Linda. Like I think it's got to be something different.
I'm going to tell you right now, if it's a bench press over 225, I for dang sure I'm going to do that workout before everybody else. And I'm going to tell you right now, I will not be last place in that workout. And if it's heavy, I might be top 10. Now, I know I'm going to be like 80th place in the swim run, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it's just fun to do. It's just fun to do.
Danny will be
Segment
at
on
you,
the show
just passing you on the run.
is John's CrossFit Games. Is a segment on the show.
Yeah.
I just if they got an event like that, I can't not do it. It's like you give Hiller 30 strict ring muscle ups. Absolutely. Hiller's gonna freaking do that workout. You know why? Because he's the best freaking one at strict ring muscle ups. Right? If they have the low, so my second one. Well, Tyler didn't say your first one. Go ahead, Tyler.
I think this is the only legitimate answer. I thought hard about this, and I actually came up with another one on the show, but I only came up with one answer, and it's Devil's Press. They've never programmed Devil's Press in a CrossFit event and I know this because I freaking hate Devil's Press. I hate them.
At the games, you're saying they haven't
No,
programmed them?
open,
Yeah,
quarterfinals,
They have them in
regionals.
Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai has them
Dubai.
all the time.
Right. And it's always on outside events, but it's never been programmed in a CrossFit event.
No, they ended it on 50 Devil's Press. Was that Dubai as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think I hate that movement. I think to me, if you're not allowed to go to your shoulder, I think it then becomes unfunctional. Like it's kind of dumb to me. Because you would do that to be more efficient and save energy, especially if it were over like a certain amount of weight. But to me, that's the only movement that I could think of that has never been programmed in CrossFit. Now, I didn't do what you guys did, which was like, well, they've programmed it in everything else but the games, never done it in the games. That's fine. I wanted to go like all totally new.
I like to call them Jesus swings.
Jesus swings.
Just yeah. No, I can see Devil's Press. That would be like in a workout. I don't think that's going to be like. I don't think that's a movement that like makes the difference in a workout though. Like it's just another thing in the workout. You know what I mean? It's not a crux. They're all fit, Tyler. I know you're like you hate them.
I hate
but like them. I think they're doing it. Like it's not going to break them. It's just another thing you're doing.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, I see a lot of comments, people saying Dave doesn't like them. I don't know. Has he ever said that, or is he just never programmed?
That rings a bell in the back of my head, but Hiller would be like, "Yeah, he said it here," but I don't remember him ever saying it. It's just like I always felt like he did because he never even acknowledged that it existed. I don't think.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it. It's just
and I remember when they showed up, like they programmed them at Wadapalooza. It was the first time I ever saw them. And I was like, oh, CrossFit's going to do this very soon. And then they've just never shown up ever. Right. So I would assume he hates them.
I mean, I don't mind that.
Yeah. John?
My second pick is either strict ring muscle ups or the low ring muscle ups. I'm leaning towards the low ring muscle ups because they did that in the open with the golden barbell. And it's like it leads up to that. Right. So, and that technically it's way easier to judge. Because you just get up there, right? You can do a little mini kip if you can. And Nasty Girls was the low rings. I know they did strict ring muscle ups, but it's just because they didn't know how to not do strict ring muscle up. And that's just an ode to the past and what they brought up in the open. Strict ring muscle ups are just very, very hard to judge. So I'm leaning towards the low ring muscle ups, but strict is in that category too.
Dumbbell burpee deadlifts have been around a while. Hero Tummelson and on main site.
Again, if that's the new movement, it's like, okay. Like right. It doesn't do much for me.
Yeah. Devil's Press was at the Syndicate Crown in 2022. Okay. Those were the weird years.
What that was when every year did their own programming.
Right.
Okay. So CrossFit's never
Done that.
program them.
Right. I have a fat bell, doing something with a fat bell, like Rogue did.
The Hulk hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
So doing something with it, whether it's, I have no idea, but like they could do some type of rack lunge. They could do overhead lunges. It's like the only piece other than like the Texas oak that you see in the photo there of equipment that would be new that I could think of.
The Sear bell.
Yeah. I
get that that's a strong
yeah.
man thing, but so we're like Slater logs. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I'm just, if we're gonna say new things that Rogues did that they haven't done it.
Yeah, because I went through all the Rogue. I went through Dubai just to see, like, is there something I think you could grab? That's Friday night.
Nailed it.
It's a long event, something different. Tyler, is that all you had? Is that one?
Wall walk, handstand, push-ups. Yeah, Taylor made me think of that one. It's
we've had that.
No, we've had wall walks, and we haven't had wall walk into.
You
a
could wall
handstand
walk
push-up.
into a handstand push-up, but it wasn't the movement itself. A wall walk, handstand push-up. Wall walk, handstand push-up.
Oh, one at
it
a
was
time. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the facing
Okay.
ones, the echo press where they were facing,
Yeah.
like you could kick up in a cartwheel onto that if you wanted
Yep.
to.
No,
No,
on
you
those.
couldn't.
No, you couldn't on those.
because
No,
I
I
remember
think
thinking,
you
damn,
can.
I don't think you could at the games. I remember that being a rule. Because I was like, damn, that like takes a lot more energy to walk it all the way
Mhm.
up.
Well, then they've done it
Not for reps. They've done one single wall walk
with
into
the
pressing.
bunch of. So you're saying
Yeah.
it's just one
It's
rep?
one full
one.
movement. One rep is the whole thing.
Yeah, Taylor's a big fan of those.
Chase.
He's programmed them a
Chase.
lot.
The only reason I think
Boz is not programming the games, Chase. Okay, go back on your own show. When are we doing the men's rookies, Chase? I was ready on Monday. Now it's a drag. Good grief. Turkish, get up.
Anything else, John?
Turkish, get up out of here.
God.
That's I just had those two.
It's hard. This is hard.
I go back to what JR has talked about with the yoke, and either doing a Zercher carry for the yoke or an overhead.
Dude, I don't think they would
carry.
do an overhead just because of safety. But dude, overhead
It's
carry.
safe to do an overhead carry with a yoke.
I just really jacks you around. But dude, those are hard. Those are
Yeah,
hard.
they're hard.
Overhead. I would love it. I've done some overhead yoke carries, and I mean, like, you gotta be really strong. To like your core has to be very strong to stay stable.
What's more safe? Overhead lunge with a barbell or overhead carry with a yoke?
Overhead lunge with the barbell because you can barely.
No, John, that's not true.
I can control
The barbell can fall so far.
If
6
you're
feet.
freaking awkward about it, I can control a barbell. I'm in control the whole time. A yoke is in control of me if I'm about to fall down.
Yeah, and it's gonna fall 6 inches.
I get
versus
that.
6
I
feet.
get that. But no, it's going to jack you up in the midline, though, man. Like, I'm not thinking about stuff falling on you.
It's the last event. It's fine.
It's fine.
Everybody's fine. Uli and Eford. Do you guys think we'll see Cindy at the games?
No, I think it's a red herring, just like the bikes.
I hope not. Meredith, the amount of wrong that you are in this statement is embarrassing. Just letting you know.
Wait, I guess bikes aren't technically out.
Bike erg. We can see a bike erg. Have we seen that in the games?
Teams have had a bike erg, I believe.
I know
Not
they
individuals.
had
and then
the
individuals have had the
The
whatever
funky
that bike was. Yeah.
with the monkey bars.
Yeah.
But we could see a biker 20-minute watt test. That's a monostructural event there. Let y'all know something. I'm gonna veto Tyler so hard on a 20-minute watt test of whatever man he picks.
Oh man.
Yeah, teams and age groups have done the bike erg. Yeah, the only other things I had, I mean, I put A jumps. I don't think Dave ever programs it. The only reason I went is because he talks about Dubai, Wadapalooza, and
That's
Rogue.
funny
It's
that
the
I
only
said-
other
said
3
that out of
events.
nowhere. He had that written down.
And then sumo deadlift high pulls. Again,
He'd
he could program it just because if you are going back to, there is a look back to some old events, which I still think is a possibility, pulling something like that, but making it different could be the case, right? So like modifying a workout and then going back to a sumo deadlift high pull from like the 2015 regional chipper, those types of things. So it was hard. I nothing stood out like, oh yeah, he's definitely getting to do something like this. He's done a lot in the past. Yes, like and subscribe. At 6,200 followers or subscribers.
What if like it was Cindy, but it was muscle ups, bar muscle ups, bench press, and then pistols? 5 bar muscle ups, 10 bench press, 185, 135.
I just don't want to see I just don't want to see an AMRAP of it. Like you got to do a certain amount of rounds for time.
Dude,
or
I mean
something like
that's
that.
a dirty AMRAP. I think people could separate a lot on there because the bench press people would hit walls, bar muscle ups, you're taxing the press, and then pistols. You know, some people
It's just
pistol faster
separated,
than others.
period.
I just don't like.
Yeah.
I just don't like watching AMRAPs. in a
I
live
understand,
competition.
but they've had them in the games. They've had them almost every year in the games, like at least one. I think that would be a cool Cindy like. That's Cindy, but in a way different way. Like
Yeah,
that's,
you can move the pistols down the floor.
yeah.
Like every round, you have to move down the floor.
Yeah, you got your rig and then your bench and then you pistol down the floor and then you could do 10 rounds of that or probably 10 rounds of that, right? But or 20 rounds of that. I don't know. That's 200 bench press. That's probably too much. 10 rounds of that. 10 rounds of that.
Yeah.
Dude, 10 rounds of that. Dude, that's a solid workout. Like I might just do that workout.
Yeah, go do it. Let us know how you do. What weight? 135?
135, 185.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think everybody's going unbroken on that bench press. 100 reps is 185.
No.
Do you think there's any chance we see the Texas Oak?
No. I don't think the games is trying to be rogue. And that would be like too much trying to be rogue.
I don't think so.
They all have their same flavors though. The games is never just like, oh man, that looks cool. We'll do that. They don't.
I know they've kept them
Dave doesn't
separate a lot of
operate like
times.
that.
I know they've kept them separate. I'm just wondering if you do take, instead of doing a 1 rep max with that, you do it like a ladder. Right. Have
Dude,
a bunch of those out there.
I don't think so, man.
Okay. There you go. Anything else? Or is it time for
5 and 5.
5?
Let's
All
do
right.
it. I don't know what we're doing, but let's do it.
All right. Let's see. Keep 5, cut 5. So this one, if you recall, we're going to give you 10 things. Normally, I give you all 10 at the same time to make it a little bit more interesting. They're going to be blind. And then you guys can substitute.
Well, Brian, your mic's
Yeah, we lost your mic.
cut out doing something funky.
Let's see. Can you hear me now? I think I'm in a different.
good.
Yeah.
Do I sound bad though?
No, you're good.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So,
Gosh, guys. Okay.
what's that?
I don't know
Immediately.
what I did to Ed, but
Can you hear me?
yeah, we got you, Brian.
Okay. So you guys have to pick 5 and put them in the keep column and 5 in the cut column. With the
What's
games
the set-
being, what is it, 18 years now?
Yeah.
Is there time for a Hall of Fame? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 10 athletes
Okay,
who
question.
have not competed as an individual for 5 seasons. So that is the criteria.
Jesus, that's okay. I'm
That's
with
the
it.
criteria of football. That's the criteria for
Okay, I like
baseball.
it. I like
Right.
it.
So you cannot compete in the last 5 years in a semifinal level competition at the CrossFit Games.
Okay,
So-
before we start, Tyler, I personally think I'm going to be way more strict than most people about who I put in the Hall of Fame. Because I don't think somebody like Becca Voigt should be in the Hall of Fame because she made the games 11 times. She's 30th place every single freaking time. Like, you made it there because nobody fitter was there, and you're like, she wasn't relevant in any of the games she was in except the first 2.
Well, we disagree about Becca Voigt, but
But
okay.
like,
You're going on athleticism.
no, I'm going on total fitness.
Okay, total fitness. The same
It's like
thing.
it's like Cole Sager. Would you say Cole Sager's in the Hall of Fame? He's done he's done more than Becca Voigt has. Way more.
Well, so if we're only keeping 5, probably not. I
Okay.
think there are people that go in there before
like,
him.
I'm
I
just
think he is in the Hall of Fame overall, but not probably not these 5
okay. Like what I'm
or top
okay.
5.
I think just me in general is a lot more strict than I think most people.
Probably me.
Most people
because
are going to be like, man, they had a good career. I remember them. They could be in the Hall of Fame. I think the Hall of Fame should be something special.
at this point, to me, like Pete Rose not only deserves to be in the Hall of Fame athletically,
I don't care.
he deserves to
He's
be in
fine.
the Hall of Fame because
We're
of
not
everything
talking
he's
about,
been
we're not
through.
talking about Pete Rose. Like, that's fine.
But
Barry Bonds is fine.
What
Like,
I'm telling you is it's more than just about your athleticism or your fitness to me. The story is important.
it plays a role, but like, name me anything that Becca Voigt's done other than made the games 11 times. Anything. What was her best placement? You don't know because
It's
she
not
was
only about
irrelevant
that to me.
Like.
But okay, we're not going to argue about Becca Voigt. We disagree overall.
All right. With that in hand, let's start.
He can't. He's getting all his wiggles out before the games. Still nothing. Well, maybe we can. Spin. Whenever we react to you, that's how you know you're back. We're gonna continue. Oh, there you go.
There we go. The roadcaster
There we
cut
go.
out.
Oh,
Okay.
It was the mic was working, but the headphones were not. So it was driving me crazy. And I
We were
thought,
about to have to argue about Becca Voigt. So
right.
Could you hear us?
I could hear you, and then I was like, well, you guys are talking, so I'm gonna try to turn this off and turn it back on.
All right.
And then you guys stopped immediately when I turned it off, and I was like, damn it.
All right.
All right, first one. And first of all, these are all considerations. So if you're on the committee of voting, like these are legit athletes. I'm not throwing in,
this is
somebody-
funny.
The first one, Rich Froning.
Keep.
I guess he's all right.
Gonna keep him? All right.
First ballot.
If he's not first, one of the first inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He should be the first one. He should be the
Right.
first one.
Yes, he's the Hall of Fame.
And there's also 5 men, 5 women to choose from, just so you
Okay.
kind of can think about the direction of this. Julie Fouché.
I think so. The fact that you are like that, but Becca Voigt's a hard yes for you is crazy.
Hard yes
It's-
overall
it's
in the top.
crazy.
We're talking about top
Crazy.
5, John. We only have 5 spots.
I would say yes to Julie.
What'd she
Fouché.
do besides pop her ankle?
Dude,
She was on the podium.
she was
I'm
top.
just kidding.
She was top 4 every single year she competed, and she gets second one year, third.
Third.
But she was 3rd or 4th every single year that she competed. Julie Fouché, and everybody thought she was going to win. The year she popped her ankle, I guess we should specify. You got to think of who else do we have on here. Would you put Kristen Clever ahead of her?
Yes.
Okay. Who else would you put ahead of her?
I put a lot of people ahead of her. But
Well,
I
I
think,
mean, let's. Talk
I
about it.
think for the list that Spins picked, I think Julie does go. We should keep
Dude,
her.
if
We
you
should
put
keep her.
if you put Kristen Clever ahead of her, I think we should cut her. We only get 5, and you gotta go through all the guys.
Julie was
too.
a better. I was just playing. Julie's a better CrossFitter than Kristen ever was.
I
Kristen's
know, but
just
Kristen
important.
won.
Yeah, she won
Kristen was the best thing CrossFit seen when it first came out.
when it first came out. Yes,
Yeah.
Julie's.
I would put Kristen ahead of Julie Fouché.
Would you really?
Yeah.
See,
because she
now-
won.
Yes, I think that's valuable. I'd put Miko Salo in above both of them, and he only won 1 year, and then he kind of faded.
he's an inspiration pick.
But yes, what he did for Europe is mainly the reason.
Yeah.
I would say cut Julie Fouché. I think we're going to have a lot of hard names, Tyler.
All right, we're going with it. Cut Julie Fouché.
All right, next one. Dan Bailey.
I think we keep him.
But where does he compare to Julie?
He was in the game much longer.
Right. He had a.
He was
It
fourth.
sucks because
And
she's
his
the.
best placements were his last years that he competed. Like he was 4th in 2015, 6th in 2016. Like that's really, really valuable to me. Like straight fitness, he's better. And then he's got like the world record for grace before Eddie Hall did it. Like he's done a lot of things that are remembered. He's remembered for. I think Dan
Yes,
Bailey's
but a
little
lot
bit
of them
iconic.
aren't on the field.
Okay. Would you? Okay. If you want to cut him, we can cut him.
I'm just pushing back because we have 7 others.
Yeah. I will
And I
leave
think
this.
they're
I
gonna
will
get-
leave. I will leave this decision to you. I would keep him, but I'll leave. But whatever you want, we can do this one.
I'm nervous about this one.
Go ahead and cut him. We'll see what.
Cut him.
Dan Bailey is out.
All
All right.
gonna get so much shit for that one.
All right, here we go. Kristen Clever.
All right, she's going on.
I think we keep her. And the only reason why I say this, like, guys, I understand Kristen Clever's not fit at all. I understand that.
I wouldn't say she's not fit at all.
But she was the first girl that was actually pretty good at everything. You know, Tanya Wagner, Katie Henniger, the Jolie Gentry, they were just the most athletic ones. They weren't great at CrossFit. They were just the most athletic one there.
right.
Kristen Clever was actually the best one at CrossFit.
She was a CrossFitter.
Yeah, and she could do all the movements better than everybody. Like she could do butterfly pull-ups, she could do pistols, she could lift. Like, you know, she's very tiny, not strong at all, but she could snatch. One of the only ones who could, you know, do the movement. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like she, I think Kristen Clever in a way. I know Annie Thor's daughter came along and became Annie Thor's daughter, but I think Kristen Clever in a way elevated the women's field a lot,
Yes. Yeah.
more than I think she gets credit for.
Yeah.
I think so far I like our picks.
So
just
far.
these
It,
4.
it definitely depends what's coming.
Next one. James Fitzgerald.
I
The
don't
first,
like that one.
the first men's
Because-
CrossFit
'cause
Games
you don't-
champion.
You don't like him because of his fitness, but what he did, like he became the first like real coach.
would
who was
would you put Jolie Gentry in the Hall of Fame? I wouldn't.
probably not.
Then I
Oh,
wouldn't put James
well,
Fitzgerald.
in this class, in this 5, we have to continue to say that because James deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Period.
I would
but
put
in
Dan
this
in above
5,
James Fitzgerald.
I would agree. So we're gonna cut James.
And here's the thing: like he never really did anything after 2007 as an athlete.
As an athlete, he's contributed as a coach huge.
Yeah,
Regardless how you feel about OPEX,
And his Sevon episode is great. Go watch that. Go find that episode. He's fantastic.
All right, next one.
James Fitzgerald would not want to be in the CrossFit Hall of Fame because it's not CrossFit. It's functional fitness.
We're screwed.
There you go. Jolie Gentry, the first women's
We have to cut her.
CrossFit Games
We have to cut her.
I know, and I know it's getting ready to happen. Spin has screwed us. He's gonna put terrible picks all at the end.
Hold on,
No.
we got Jason Khalifa.
These
right?
are all valid people. So I mean,
Khalifa should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
That's a gimme. Does Annie qualify? No.
no, Annie competed in
she's been doing
22
it for 5 years.
All right, go ahead.
or 23. Mr. Khalifa.
All right.
All right, good call, John. Right before. How do you do that?
I don't know. We
That's an easy
got
one.
Graham Holberg.
Marcus Henry.
Dude,
I
Josh
just got-
Bridges. Josh Bridges.
Yeah.
Chris Spieler. We got people.
All right.
Next one. Camille LeBlanc Bazinet.
I think you keep
She's
her,
in this
bro.
group, yeah. She's in this group.
2014 was one of like everybody loves the 2014 year programming wise, and Camille is a bit of an icon. I think. I know she
Yeah,
only had
she
one
was
year
to
where
me.
she won, but I think she's a bit of an icon.
Yeah.
Like if Camille is Dan Bailey, but she won the CrossFit Games one year.
Yep. Yes.
So you got one guy,
Dude, and she was
one
around.
woman.
Dude, we're
In the
killing
old
it so
days.
far. We're killing it so far.
We're doing
We
really
just,
good.
We just got to make the right choice here, and we're killing it.
There's a trap. I feel like there's a trap.
We always think that.
Here we go. Matt Chan.
Cut.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 2. How many
Wait,
are left?
Let's figure out only
There's
one.
one left.
Hold on. Let's figure out if it's a girl or a guy. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Matt's the fifth guy. So we would have a girl. So now let's think who we don't have.
Just
On the
so you're
girls'
aware,
side?
Matt Chan took a
Yeah.
second place in
He got
2012,
second place in 2012.
fourth in 2010,
won the
eighth
Titan
in
Games
2008. 6-time games athlete.
and won the Titan.
Firefighter.
Won the Titan.
He
Games.
was L1 Flow Master. He was he coached that competitors course that existed for about
Mhm.
6 months.
and he won the Titan Games.
Behind the scenes, I fell in love with Matt because of behind the scenes. He was killer behind
Cut
the
him.
scenes.
Cut him. Cut him. Cut him. Hey! You know who we're forgetting?
Who?
Sam Briggs.
Yep.
That's got to be the fifth. girl.
Look at the disappointment on Spin's face.
Sam,
Did
we're
you
forgetting
call it?
Sam Briggs.
Did you
Yeah.
call it?
Did I get
Did,
it?
did Sam Briggs compete in an individual semifinal the last 3 years?
Yes.
And
No,
she's
but
out.
not the games.
Doesn't matter. So I
You
said
said 5 years
semifinals.
of the
I said
game.
You don't know the rules.
semifinals.
We're screwed, John.
So Ben
Who is
Smith
it?
would not count because he competed in semifinals
Why are we doing semifinals? This is the games.
because they're still in
Matter.
the season.
They're still competing.
They're still competing. You could
Okay.
say open and quarterfinals is just still for fun. They're part of the
then
community.
then bring Matt Chan back into the fold. We don't. You have to say that stuff ahead.
You
of time.
already no.
you want
no
to put? You want to
takes
move
backs.
them? You want to move them?
No mulligans.
All right. Let's see it.
All right.
Who we got?
Val Voberl.
Wait, this is good. This is good.
I would have rather Matt Chan.
I think I would rather Matt Chan too, but
I
It's
think
not, the,
you
Val-
guys.
it's not the end of the world.
I think you guys
No.
are sexist.
I think we are a little bit too.
We have 3 women and 2 men.
By default, we have 3 women.
Yeah, but we had 2 women and 2 men before that last
That-
pick. How are we
or,
sexist?
or maybe you're just not very good
I
at
think
looking at Val's finishes.
you're
So,
sexist.
No,
2010
girls on the show.
2010
Val's
third,
like 4th,
11.
5th, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Like I know she's got a whole bunch of them.
She was way better than Matt Chan. Third, fifth, 4
but
years in a row.
Matt Chan got second. She
Or
got
almost 4 years in a
third.
row.
She was important story wise, but I think contribution wise, Chan made a larger contribution.
I agree with Tyler. Like it's not that.
That we're pulling hair. Like what's the saying I'm looking for? We're
Yeah, they're close. They would both
They're
be
close.
the 5th one. They would both be the 5th one for
splitting
sure.
hairs.
honestly,
splitting hairs.
I think I'd put Dan Bailey above all. I think Dan Bailey would be the 5th one for me. If we want to, what about you, Tyler? Like if you could make any change, I think Dan Bailey would be my 5. I'm not mad at Val Vobrel, but I would put Dan Bailey at my 5.
Yeah, probably. I think that's the one we screwed up
That's
on.
the only one I think I would change.
So Dan Bailey. So Val had 4 top 5 finishes. Dan went 6th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 4th, and then that was it. So 5 games appearances.
Dan's just
Never
so
on the
much more
podium.
iconic though. Like when he's had so many more moments that you will remember. Tell me anything in the games that Val Vobrel did that you remember. Tell me a moment, Brian. Not her finish, not what she did in an event. Don't look up her event finishes to tell me that she did real good on one of these events. What do you remember of Val Vobrel other than she was a mom?
She was a teacher, and she always was right there in the top 5.
That's all you remember. Give me a games moment. Like she cleaned this weight when she had
That's
to.
not the Hall of Fame.
She did this workout.
That's not the Hall of Fame.
No, I understand that. But when we're splitting hairs between people, it's Dan
it should go
Vobrel,
based on.
and then it goes into that conversation. For instance, I think Chris Spieler should be in the Hall of Fame. He was 3rd place 1 year. And that was it. But he did so much for the sport.
Wait, so of those 3, Dan Bailey, Val Vobrel, and Spieler, you would pick Spieler?
I'd probably still pick Dan Bailey, but I'm saying Chris Spieler I would put in the Hall of Fame, not as my 5th person here,
right?
But he only got 3rd and then wasn't close any other year. You know what I'm saying? But he's such a meaningful person. Why is Josh Bridges not on the list?
And see, JR brings
I had to make choices.
100 pull-ups is iconic. So it's like
106. 106. He failed 5 times, and then he got 106.
You start to think about interest, like recurring interest or accruing interest on this. Like that video changed a lot of people. And it's like
that was one of the first videos I watched. That was like,
yes,
oh my God, CrossFit is amazing.
So there's a time component to this too. It's like, yeah, your interest in the sport is larger than just the sum.
100%. I do think if you put Josh Bridges up here, though, it would give us an easy, like that would be the like no argument. That's the right.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Instead of Matt Chan.
I mean, I would love to see a true Hall of Fame where there's votes and we start putting these people in it. I mean, and
I think people. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
I think people. You look at it and like. I saw, we talked about Sam Briggs, people saying Scott Panchik. Well, he competed in semifinals 2 years ago with the rope. So like, that's not the 5-year rule. Right. So in 3 more years, you could get voted in.
How would you do the Hall of Fame? Like, would you do it at the games or would you do it in an off season, like gala sort of thing where it's big and it's dressed up and it's like,
dude, I think it would be fun to do it at the games, like the day before the games, and then they get introduced before the first
on
event.
A Wednesday.
And Castro that's fine. And Castro puts I don't know, purple jacket on everybody that gets to be in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
It could be like the lime green of the new
oh yeah,
CrossFit colors.
Attack green.
I do think if it was like an audience poll, though, like people, I think they would just put everybody in the Hall of Fame. I think people are way too nice.
No, that's where you have a limit, or you have to get a certain number of votes, right? I think you invite those who have.
Oh, I guess you get a first, second, third place pick, and then you pick the top of your 10 people, and then you pick your top 3 that gets in that year, and then you can be on in the next year, right?
Yeah,
that's how it works. You're right.
Right. So it's a kind of a limited number that can get it. You have to get a certain number of votes to get in. I like doing it in the off season, doing some type of special thing just to separate it and get it its own attention.
Mystique.
That's fair too, to do an event.
And it also goes back, I think this is kind of way off topic, but people have mentioned like HQ was like iconic back in the day. Like if you were out there, you wanted to see where CrossFit HQ was. Like
Oh yeah.
it would be awesome to have another HQ.
As iconic as that one.
I don't know if
Which
you,
is
I mean,
hilarious because it was just like
it's
some
nothing.
freaking building, but the trees and all that shit made it iconic.
Right. But I mean, to have that ability to go there, see like the history of whatever, like you probably could partner with Rogue and do something
Yeah.
to see all of the different elements that the CrossFit Games have had. Like it would be something I think people would go to. Right.
You do think about like NFL Hall of Fame's in Canton. Bakersfield is where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. I don't know where the Basketball Hall of Fame is, but it's like they're nowhere towns. Canton's a little bit.
I'd probably put the Hall of Fame in Cookeville, man.
No, I think that's too on the nose. You got to put it somewhere even
Dude,
more
Cookeville's in the middle of
ridiculous. Yeah, it is, but it's on the map to us. Like everybody knows.
Y'all are right. Y'all are right. Katy,
No.
Texas.
Right. It's got to be something like what?
Yeah. I think people would go to it. I mean, you have plenty of things to put in there. You'd have a store. You'd have, I mean, Don, bring everybody back together. No more remote work. Sorry,
Get your
Annette.
ass back to work.
Gayla, go back to the previous 10 minutes, and then you'll understand.
Yeah. Again, you have 10 athletes to pick from. And then, I mean, as this gets, if this would go on, like you'd have to like see like, well, then Spieler gets added or it can be voted in. Like, but then Frazier comes online, Briggs comes online. Like at some point, some of these big name athletes start hitting.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I really, really like it. And then how many do you put in a year?
I
3?
I think at most it's 3 men, 3 women at most.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I was saying 3 total.
You want to do teams?
No. I would say 4 then. 2
Two
men, 2
teams,
women.
get in the
2
Hall
men,
of Fame.
2 men, 2
No.
women.
2 men, 2 women every year. I like that.
Yeah. But it'd be hard to get into.
Yeah.
Cooperstown. Sorry, I said Bakersfield. That was my fault.
So if you look at this list, I mean, I'd probably say Rich and Jason. I think I would pick Jason over Josh Bridges. I think a lot of people would pick Josh Bridges over Jason, though.
Yeah.
And then
It'd be close. It would be
It
close.
would be. But then the next year, like
No, I think they give it to Jason. They give it to Jason because
What year are we at that qualifies? I guess the semifinal year. I think the last year he competed in the games 5 years from then.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
you didn't
the
do
problem
the
is
games.
like, yeah, but if you have somebody that keeps trying and keeps going back and then eventually they crack in, like,
Oh, then they get extended 5 years.
well, they're already in.
Oh, I get you.
Right. I'm saying if you have not done semifinals for 5 years, you're not coming back.
Yeah. Unless you get steroid pop.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I guess, do they get it? Are they ever allowed in
You
or
think
not?
Ricky's going to get the Barry Bonds treatment? That's what you're saying?
Right.
Well, that depends on that
it's
depends
the votes.
depends on the poll. Yeah.
Yeah.
does James get the Pete Rose treatment where
Yes.
know he should be in the Hall of Fame, but they're not going to let him in?
James wasn't gambling though.
No,
But it's still
he
just
got-
the argument
it
and just
still is.
out and out with the
Like I'm not
organization.
gonna put James over, Dan Bailey, right? And then like he just never gets in.
Yeah.
Should have been better. It's the Hall of Fame.
I can't remember the Black Keys. I feel like Neil Young is the person. Neil Young was not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's Neil Young, but let's go with Neil Young. Neil Young wasn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for a long time, and the Black Keys got their or not. It was a Grammy. They didn't get a Grammy.
The Black Eyed Peas or the Black?
No,
Keys?
the Black Keys. The
Okay.
Black Keys got a Grammy, and they didn't accept it because they were like, "We don't deserve one over Neil Young." I don't think it was Neil Young, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So who just misses the mark like all the time?
Dude, it might be Spieler.
Spieler, Salo.
Salo, Miko.
Ooh,
I think people would vote for Miko though.
yeah, he's got a.
It's tough when you win, especially in the ranch era, and then like a string of bad luck for Miko. Really, like injuries, 2 years in a row, or more, just took him out. Like, but fan favorite, 100%.
I think the very first Hall of Fame class, you should do 10 women, 10 men, and it'd be like the inaugural Hall of Fame. That way the old people have a chance. The 2007, 2008 people like those, like James Fitzgerald can get in, Chris Spieler can get in, and then the Val Vobrals, if you want them, get in. And then like everybody is up for the list, and then the poll votes, and then you vote to your top 10, and then the people with the top 10 people with the votes get to get in. 10 guys, 10 girls, and then after that,
Two.
They cut to 3.
Yeah, two men, two men, 2 women, and then you institute the 5-year rule that Spin has. But you have an inaugural class.
Yeah,
You know
just
what
a big open class.
A big look back.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and establish that the Barbell Spin Hall of Fame. I guess just us 3 can vote.
It'll be a nonprofit. We'll work totally off donations. Please,
And we
donate
will
now.
announce the inaugural class in our inaugural show at the CrossFit Games.
Oh,
You like
That'd
that?
be fun.
Dude, I'm so down. And we just
Do you
have our
think-
own Hall of Fame. It's
Do you
our
think
Hall
Rich
of Fame.
would accept Hall of Fame first year.
Yeah.
why wouldn't he?
I think he would be like, no, there's people ahead of me that deserve it first.
Dude, it's the inaugural class. Like it's
Earned. They earned it first.
no. Stop it. No. We do need to figure out what we're going to give these people though, because there needs to be a mark that you're in the Hall of Fame and nobody else is.
Yeah.
A barbell spin shirt.
A tattoo on your forehead. Hall of Fame.
I'm sure they wear it. with
Seriously, like
pride.
I think we should like make like 10 Hall of Fame shirts or something.
You want 20 Hall of Fame shirts.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, we only make 10
We're-
though.
We need the unknown to watch this, I think, and be on
Us.
board.
And help us out a little bit.
Yeah.
Guys, you bent my ear. We'll give them JY barbell shirts, and the only people that have it are the people that are in the Hall of Fame. I can. We'll make it exclusive.
How about Hall of Fame workouts?
No, we have
No.
benchmarks for that. I don't like it.
Yeah,
Let's-
that is the Hall of Fame. If you get a name, if the workout has a name, a legitimate name, there needs to be a legitimate name to workout book too. Not like fucking like Charles that like you just
Charles
know
is a
from-
great workout.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Like there's got to be some from your gym. You're just like, oh yeah, it's your birthday. You get a workout. This is Karen's workout.
Tyler, I don't know
Uh,
what workout named Charles.
Karen is also a freaking workout. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
though.
Gertrude.
Yeah, Gertrude. Gertrude's got to be a named workout.
Plus, the named workouts, most of them are after people who have died or something happened or a hero, right? And I don't want to conflate the two.
Right.
All right.
You're gone now.
Thank you guys for coming. It's been fun. I think this
there we
wraps
go.
it up.
There
we go.
it is.
Oh man, it's bad. We're gonna have to get these.
No,
this
it's
worked
good
out.
that it's happening.
We could
now.
give him a
Happy
Hall of
to.
Fame card. Like you can only have this card if you're in the Hall of Fame, like a platinum
gold.
card.
It's like the Pokemon cards, the cast in gold.
Oh no! I meant like it looks like a credit card. It just says Hall of Fame on it. It's just like
Oh,
a
yeah,
gold a gold card that you put in your wallet.
Get into the games for free.
You
All right.
should if you're in the Hall of Fame. You get the games. They do anyway. I mean,
It could be like golf, where after you win, you get to just compete any year that you want forever. If you're in the Hall of Fame. Anyway, I think that's it. How do we do?
I give it
Sure.
an 8.
I give it like an 8. It wasn't too long, and they got a lot of good conversation in there. They kind of went after each other, which was kind of cool.
I think the show's a 10.
Well,